As a fragrance enthusiast, you have to evolve. You have to constantly change your taste, and honestly, if there are certain fragrances that you don't like that much and that you don't really wear, it's time to kick them out. You gotta realize there are thousands upon thousands of different fragrances out there that you can choose from, and if there are certain fragrances that are hanging around that you just don't like anymore, you have to leave them behind. And I think now that we're moving into 2020, which is crazy, this year went by so quick, it's time to leave some of these fragrances behind in 2019, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing in today's video. I'm going to be going over 10 fragrances that I'm leaving behind in 2019 and I'm probably not going to be wearing next year. And I do want to start this video by saying that no, these fragrances don't suck. No, I don't necessarily hate all these fragrances. There are a couple that I'm really not a fan of, but for the most part, I don't hate these fragrances. They're not bad fragrances. So if there are some of your favorites in here in this video, don't get offended by it. You know, it's just, they don't work for me. It's time for me to move on. I gotta evolve my taste. My taste has changed tremendously over the past year. I'm into fragrances now that I never would have been into previously, so it's time for me to kind of change it up and leave some of this stuff behind. Before I get into my list though, I want to hear about your list. Let me know down in the comments which fragrances you're going to be leaving behind in 2019. I always love hearing feedback from you guys, and it'll be kind of cool to see which fragrances you're not going to be wearing anymore either. And while you're at it, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn on post notifications and give this video a like. All of that stuff helps out the channel. Now let's go and jump right into this video. 10 fragrances that I'm leaving behind in 2019. Let's go. Starting off at number 10, we have Roberto Cavalli Uomo Deep Desire. So this is a new release that I've picked up and reviewed already on the channel, so if you want to hear about this fragrance, go and check that review out. In that review, I told you that this one is nice, it's something different, but it's not necessarily fully for me. It does smell nice, but it's just not really my style. I could see it as being a pretty good fall fragrance for those who are into this, but it's not going to be for everyone, and really it's not for me either. I do appreciate it to some extent, and I like that it is something different, but beyond that, this isn't one that I'm really going to be wearing that much, and because of that, I'm probably going to be leaving this one behind in 2019. That's not to say, again, that's a bad fragrance, and that's not to say that this one will never show up on the channel again. It could, and that's the same with a lot of the other fragrances that are going to be in this video. These fragrances could show up again sometime on the channel, but for the most part, don't expect to see them very often, and I don't expect myself to wear them or really feature them in videos very often either. For the most part, they're going to be sticking behind. This is one of them, starting off at number 10. Roberto Cavalli Uomo Deep Desire. Not a bad fragrance, but it's definitely not my favorite release of 2019, and really definitely not a fragrance that I'm all that crazy about. Number 9, we have Baldessarini Cool Force Sport. So this one, not a bad scent. Again, this is one where, again, it's not an awful scent. It doesn't smell bad. It's not a horrible scent here, but it's just one that I did a review on. I picked it up just for review because I knew it was something like kind of new and I didn't see too much info on it, so I wanted to pick it up, and I didn't give it a bad review. You know, it doesn't smell bad. It's a pleasant scent. However, after that review, I really didn't wear it that much. I pretty much put it on my shelf that I don't really access that much, and I kind of forgot about it for the rest of the summer. That's really the story behind this one. And because of that, I don't see myself reaching for it next spring and next summer either. There's other fragrances I'm going to wear over this one, and by the time spring and summer rolls around next year, there's probably going to be other new fragrances out that I'm going to be wearing. This one unfortunately just kind of got lost in the shuffle. Again, it's not to say it's a bad scent because it's pleasant, it's nice, it's affordable, but beyond that, it's something that doesn't necessarily blow me away, and again, it's something that just kind of got lost in the shuffle. So that's at number 9, Baldessarini Cool Force Sport. It's not bad, but you know, I'm going to be leaving it behind in 2019. Coming in at number 8, we have Dabi Off Run Wild. So this guy is one that I reviewed already, again, on the channel. It's one that I believe was a new release this year, although I can't remember for sure. This one, if you watch that review, you'll know it's kind of, for me, a cross between Azzaro Wanted and Invictus. So kind of tells you where this fragrance goes in terms of, you know, the genre that it fits into, kind of bubblegum, sweet, mass-pleasing, youthful-smelling fragrances. And to be honest with you, I don't need another fragrance that smells like Azzaro Wanted. I do own Azzaro Wanted, and honestly, I don't like it that much. I do own Invictus Aqua. I don't actually own Invictus. I don't have a need for it. I have Invictus Aqua, which I like. I have other bubblegum fragrances that kind of fit into that category instead of this one. And again, it's one where after that review, it just kind of got lost, man. It just kind of sat in the back of my shelf, and I never really reached for it all that often. Again, it's not to say it's a bad scent, but for me, it's one that I just naturally don't find myself gravitating towards, you know. And part of being a fragrance reviewer is sometimes you got to pick up stuff to review on the channel and to include in some videos, and you just may not wear it, and that's kind of how it goes. And this is one of those fragrances right here. Picked it up solely for review, and after that, you know, didn't really do too much with it. So that's at number 8, Dabi Off Run Wild. Coming in at number 7, we have Bois de Vetiver by Karl Lagerfeld. So this is a nice, cheap vetiver-based fragrance that I picked up over the summertime, again, mainly for review, and also just because I was curious about it. And again, this is one where I didn't give it a bad review, right? It smells nice, it smells pleasant. There are a few things that I would personally change about it, and to me, you know, it's definitely doesn't really rank in my favorite vetiver fragrances. Like if I was making a video, top 5 or even top 10 favorite vetiver fragrances, this one's not going to be in there. It's not that type of vetiver for me. I like vetiver that's a little bit more dry, almost a little bit smoky, and just a little bit more strong. And this doesn't really come across like that. There's more going on in this fragrance besides the vetiver. There's a lot of citrus and some spicy components. And really, you know, it's not fully my thing. It's not my favorite scent. Again, it is affordable. You can have it for probably around 20-25 bucks, so it's pretty cheap. But it's one that I'm just not going to wear. I never really wore all that much to begin with after that review, and yeah, just kind of is one I basically forgot about, didn't really do too much with it. So that's why I'm leaving this one behind in 2019. That one is Bois de Vetiver by Karl Lagerfeld. Coming at number 6, we have Dolce Gabbana Light Blue Sun. So this is another one where I gave it a good review, and the reason why is because it smells pleasant, guys. There's no surprise there. It's a pleasant scent. It's a Dolce & Gabbana fragrance. It's from their light blue line, which is very successful. It's nice. However, after I spent more time with this one, I realized that, to be honest with you, I really don't need it, and my preference kind of started to fall back towards light blue intense. I like light blue intense better, and you know, I kind of have gone back and forth. You know, I was talking about it, I'm like, oh well, maybe I'll just, you know, not buy light blue intense again and instead just keep this one. And I've changed my mind on that a little bit. You know, again, both are great scents. This one is nice smelling and it does perform very good, but at the end of the day, when I revisited light blue intense, I'm like, wow, there's something that's really special about this one, and this one kind of lacks that specialty, to me anyways, that light blue intense has, and this one doesn't. So ultimately, probably going to be leaving this one behind in 2019. And again, maybe it'll show up in 2020. Maybe it'll show up in a summer video of some sort. Who knows? So if that does happen, don't crucify me and say that I'm, you know, a liar and I'm just making stuff up for videos, because it's possible that maybe I'll revisit this in 2020. But as of right now, as I'm putting this video together and in my current, you know, opinion and thoughts on my fragrances and my personal collection, this is one that I realistically don't see myself reaching for that often, at least in terms of my personal wearing. So because of that, I'm going to be leaving this one behind in 2019. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Sun. Again, it's not a bad scent. It's just not one that I'm probably going to wear that much. Moving up to number 6. And now we're getting to the point where we're kind of getting into some fragrances that I don't really like that much. As you saw, first half of this video, I liked those fragrances, right? They were good fragrances. I gave them all good, respectable reviews, but I just didn't wear them that much. Now we're kind of getting into the half of the video where I don't really like these fragrances. Starting off again with number 6, Gucci Guilty Cologne. So this one, you know, is another one where I gave it a so-and-so review, so I'm not full on into fragrances that I hate yet. You know, I don't mind this one. It's just not something that I'm ever going to wear. I mean, it's just different, and there's something about it, like this floral component and like this powdery component, where it almost smells like old grandma to some extent, and there's some other stuff going on in here. Here's my thoughts about this one, you know, and I try to not go too hard on this fragrance because, you know, here's the thing, as consumers, we hate on fragrance brands when they bandwagon and they copy other fragrances. So all the blue fragrances, right? Another company comes out with a blue type fragrance and we hate on them because they haven't done something different. Gucci has done something different with this fragrance, right? They really try to stand out. They try to do something different here. So because of that, I don't want to hate on them for this fragrance because they're doing what we want, and that is to try to do something different. However, it's just not one that works for me. And I know some people, they love this scent. Some people, they don't like it. So big props to Gucci for really trying to listen to us and make something different. That's why I don't try to rag on this fragrance, even though I don't like it that much. Cool for them. It's just not my type of scent. I'm not going to wear it, so I'm leaving it behind in 2019. Coming at number 4, we have Mont Blanc Explorer. So this one was kind of hyped up a lot over the year. People were saying that's the best Aventus cologne ever. Absolutely do not agree with that at all. This is another one where I've done a review on. You can check that video out. And in that review, I basically say that I don't really think this is a good Aventus cologne. It's just doesn't have that. In the opening, it does resemble Aventus a little bit, but in the dry down, which is the most important part, it falls apart. It turns dry, it turns somewhat sour, acidic, but mostly dry is what I get out of this fragrance. It doesn't have a lot of depth to it. It smells dry and almost kind of watery, if that makes sense. That may sound kind of, weird because you're talking about something dry and then something watery, but smell it and you'll see what I mean. It's got this dry woodiness to it that doesn't smell pleasing, and it also just smells watery and light, like it's literally like watered down. It just doesn't work well for me. Again, some people really tend to like this one. I don't. There was recently a deal going on FragranceNet where you could pick it up super cheap for a 3.3 ounce tester. I believe they were going for like $30-35. I wouldn't even buy it at that price. I really don't like this one. I don't think it's a good Aventus clone. I think there are much better Aventus clones out there. This one just doesn't fit the bill for me. I'm pretty picky about my Aventus, and this just doesn't do it for me. If you're after a fragrance that is mass-pleasing with decent performance, though, maybe this one won't be a bad pick for you. But to say it's the best Aventus clone, or even a good Aventus clone at that, is just not right. Coming in number 3, we have Abercrombie & Fitch Authentic. So this one was a huge disappointment for me. I've already said this in multiple videos and I'll say it again. If Abercrombie & Fitch comes out and they make an EDP version or an intense version like they did with First Instinct, where they made that into First Instinct Extreme, which is an EDP concentration, which is much stronger, a little bit more sweet. If they did that here with this fragrance, I would buy it and I would wear it and I would like it. But this current version here, the Eau de Toilette, super weak, can hardly smell it, doesn't last. It smells alright, but it just doesn't have the power really to even make it worth buying. Even if it was $20, I wouldn't do it. So Abercrombie & Fitch Authentic, really disappointed with this one. If they make it stronger, I'll buy it and I'll like it. But until then, I'm not even going to be touching this one in 2019 or in 2020. Coming in at number 2, we have Dolce Gabbana 21 Lefou. So this is another one that I've done a review on. I'm pretty sure I've basically done a review on all these, so I guess I don't have to keep saying that, but we are at the end of the video, so it doesn't really matter at this point, but I don't like this one. I really don't. There's something weird about it to me. And finally, at number 1, this is actually one that I haven't done a review on yet. I haven't even talked about this one on the channel yet, just because I was so just like, I don't like it. This one is Eternity Flame. So yeah, this is another new release, and I don't like it. It just smells off to me. It's got a cool looking bottle. I love the color of the fragrance, right? And they're kind of going after what Versace did with Versace Eros Flame. I just don't like it. I mean, smelling it right now, it just, I'm not a fan. I don't like it that much. Again, am I saying it smells bad? No. But it is definitely a disappointment to me. If you want a good Calvin Klein release this year, Eternity EDP, 100% the way to go. To me, that one trumps the original EDT any day of the week. So go check that one out. I'll have it linked down below, and you can also watch my review on that one. Eternity EDP, they killed it this year. This one, on the other hand, no, this one's a flop. Do I recommend you get this one? Probably not. It's just not that good. If you want to see me do a review on this one, I will do it. Again, I picked it up just to do a review on, and then once I got it in, I'm like, I just don't like this. And I didn't even feel like wanting to really test it and go through the effort of making a review. If you want to see it, I will do it. Maybe some of you want to see it for entertainment purposes, just to see me suffer through it, because again, I'm just not a fan of it. I'll do it if you want, but it's definitely not high on my list of priorities for reviews to make. So guys, there you have it. That were my 10 fragrances that I'm leaving behind in 2019. Again, make sure you let me know down in the comments which fragrances you're going to be leaving behind. And yeah, I just want to thank you all for this year. Thank you all so much for watching the videos and supporting me. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. It's really cool to have a loyal audience, like a loyal subscriber base that comes back and watches my videos every single day. You know, once I started going up to this more intensive upload schedule of going like 6-7 videos a week, I wasn't sure how many people are going to actually watch me every single day just about, but a lot of you guys do. So again, really appreciate it. 2020, it's going to be a great year. I still got a lot of content planned up into 2020. So if you guys want to see any specific videos down below, make sure you leave a comment and I will try to get it done. While you're at it, make sure you go check out our company FragranceMatch.co, which sends you 2 5ml fragrance samples every single month for only $9.99. Super steal of a price. It's cheap. It's the cheapest out there. So that's it for me, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night with another video. Take care.